How's it going, everyone? I'm Adam Molina. So far, 2016 has been a busy year for audio, and even though a couple of months isn't enough time to dethrone some obviously amazing products, it is enough time for some new ones to emerge. We're only about halfway through the year, but we thought we'd take this time and update our list for the best Bluetooth speakers you can get. Consider this a mid-year progress report. If you're looking for the Swiss Army knife of Bluetooth speakers, then our pick hasn't changed from last year. The Creative Roar Sound Blaster 2 is still a killer speaker. The original Sound Blaster Roar took us by surprise with a ton of great features at a competitive price. So when the Roar 2 came out, we weren't sure if Creative was going to pull off the same kind of magic. Luckily they did, and the Roar 2 has earned a spot on this list. It has NFC, a USB output to charge your devices, a built-in voice recorder, an SD slot so you can play music stored on a memory card, and it can even act as an external sound card for your computer. There's a 6000 mAh battery that provides up to 8 hours of constant playback, and it has onboard controls so you won't have to reach for your source device every time you want to lower the volume. There are a ton of features, but Creative still managed to keep the price tag at under $200, which is pretty impressive. Questionable sound quality is no longer a requirement when it comes to affordable Bluetooth speakers, and even though we reviewed a few inexpensive speakers over the past month, one that stands out is the Anker Soundcore. Anker seemingly came out of nowhere, making a name for themselves in quality battery packs and phone accessories, and when they stepped into audio, they continued to impress. The Soundcore is their newest Bluetooth speaker, and when we reviewed it, we were pretty impressed with the sound that came out of this innocuous little box. It's not going to blow you away with crystal clear audio, but when you take into account the sub $50 price tag, it makes you wonder how they were able to achieve what they did. It weighs only 12.6 ounces and has a soft rubberized body, so tossing it into a backpack isn't a problem at all, but its main killer feature is its 24-hour battery life, which is perfect if you're like me and don't really want yet another device that needs to be plugged in every night. It's worth mentioning that the Soundcore is not fingerprint friendly, so you may not want to reach for it after eating some chips. One of the more recent Bluetooth speakers we reviewed that really impressed us was the Fluence FI70. But let's get one thing out of the way, this is not a portable speaker. Though you can move it around the house if you really want to, at 81 pounds it's pretty much meant to stay in one place. That said, it's still a Bluetooth speaker, and due to its sheer size is able to provide a great audio experience whether you're listening to music or watching a movie. The speaker has some plastic, but for the most part the entire housing is made out of wood, which not only helps with how it sounds, but also with the design. Being a Bluetooth speaker, there's an option for that, but you can also listen to FM AM radio, hardwire a source device through the 3.5mm audio jack, and also hook it up for video thanks to an optical input. Fluence opted for some touch-sensitive controls up top, which let you control the volume, change inputs, or even change tracks. It also comes with a small remote, so you can still control your audio without ever leaving the couch. As we said in a full review, if you have the space for a speaker of this size, it's well worth the money. And at only $500, it really isn't that expensive considering that it's technically home audio. It should come as no surprise that another Anker speaker made the list. And the Anker Premium Bluetooth speaker, henceforth referred to as just the Premium, is a compact speaker with dreams of home audio. It was one of the most requested reviews from you guys, and when we got a chance to check it out, we liked what we heard. It isn't going to give you the sound that something like the Fluence FI70 is going to, but that's just due to its size. If this was as big as the FI70, it'd sound just as good. This speaker is still portable, but everything from the design to the way that it stands points towards it being made for something like a desk or a table. It's still rectangular in shape, but it has rounded off edges that make it seem like it's better off in your living room instead of in a backpack. It has Bluetooth 4.0, buttons that lets you control volume and playback built into the design, and the 8-hour battery life. It doesn't have a 24-hour battery life like the Soundcore, but if you decide to sacrifice some of that battery life, you get a more powerful bass, louder overall volume, and crispier highs, which make for a great listening experience. Pair that with a sleek retro design, and it's why we chose the Premium as the best bang for your buck Bluetooth speaker for your home. When it comes to portability, the name JBL always comes up in one form or another. This time it's in the cylindrical shape of the JBL Flip 3. The Flip 3 is the threequel to the popular Flip. It now has a fabric covering with 2 passive bass radiators on either end to pump out the sound. Battery life has also been increased to 10 hours, nearly double the just over 5 hours we got while testing the Flip 2. Bass is better than it has any right to be in a speaker this size, mids are slightly forward but don't go nuts, and while the highs can get harsh when you push the volume all the way up, they're fine for the most part. During our testing, we got almost 50 feet of range, and now that the Flip 3 is splash proof, it makes a great companion to take to the beach or a family picnic. If you have 2 Flip 3s or something like the JBL Extreme, there's even a button on them that you can press to connect them together for a seamless audio experience. It's a neat trick that doesn't even require an app. Unless you've already seen our list for the best Bluetooth speakers under $50, you've probably never heard of this next one. But the CB3 Ultra Slim is less than 50 and measures in at only 1.8 inches thin. It is what it claims to be. ultra slim, but it still has some other features that makes it a great bang for your buck pick. For one, the unibody aluminum design doesn't only mean that it's slim enough to easily slide into your pocket or backpack, but it also means that it's fairly durable. We wouldn't exactly consider it rugged, but it can definitely survive trips from point A to point B without a problem. Of course, one thing any speaker this size is not going to do is shake the table with bass, but it is pretty decent considering its size. It's also just fun to look at while it's playing music, since you can watch the passive radiator in the middle move along with the beat. Definitely something that will make you look that much cooler when you slide it out of your pocket and start playing music at your next get-together. The speaker comes in silver, gold, and space gray, so it'll pretty much match your other devices spot on. If you're looking for something really slim and portable, definitely go pick one of these up. Summer parties and music go pretty much hand in hand. Towards our favorite waterproof speakers, let's start with the Fugu Sport XL. If you're nowhere near water, then maybe some of the other speakers on this list are good enough for you. But if you like to enjoy warm weather with some tunes in the pool, then you might want something that can take a beating and a bath and live to see another day. Fugu's speakers are always a solid option when it comes to waterproofing, but the Sport XL takes the cake because of the easy controls, durable design, and the large sound. It has an IP67 waterproof rating and can withstand 3 feet of water for 30 minutes. Of course, another compelling reason to go with this speaker is the baller 35-hour battery life. If you're going to any kind of water-related party, the Sport XL is something you do not want to leave behind. Honorable mentions in this category go to the UE Megaboom and the JBL Extreme, but we prefer the sound of the Fugu XL better. Normally, this spot would be filled by something small and circular from JBL, but for the first time in a long time, we found something we liked even better. Enter the CB3 Armor XL. This is a waterproof speaker that's as rugged as it looks. It probably shouldn't be completely submerged in water, but when we ran it under a faucet, it came out completely fine. So at least you know you don't need to worry if you're near water. It doesn't have as sleek a design as some of the other speakers on this list, but this is the rugged section, isn't it? So who cares, as long as it's durable and sounds good. This little cube also has Bluetooth 4.0, and it can play music for a straight 10 hours. The playback buttons up top are made of a soft plastic and embedded into the rubber of the speaker. Overall, sound quality is pretty good on the Armor XL thanks to its dual 50mm drivers, but it's the sheer toughness of the speaker that gives it a spot on this list. While a shower or a beach might not seem like a hostile environment for you, it is for electronics, so a solid build is essential. That combination of sound and build quality is the reason why we picked this speaker as a durable bang for your buck pick. If you're looking for a speaker that looks as pretty as it sounds, the Bose SoundLink Mini 2 is still a great option. It now has a 10-hour battery life compared to the 7 hours from the original, and thankfully it can now be charged by micro USB because, it's 2016. The speaker has a new multifunction button up top next to the volume, power, and Bluetooth button, and still maintains the minimal design people loved about the original. The same unibody metal design means it's fairly durable, though I still wouldn't want to drop it. We said it in the full review, but it's worth repeating here. It has a big sound and a small size. The speaker is more of a refinement on the original, which is fine considering how many people seem to like that one. It's hard to complain whenever a product is made better. While many people may like the minimal design of something like the Bose SoundLink Mini 2, it might not be for everyone. For those of you that prefer LED lights, jagged edges, and just want more of a cool factor, there's the Go Groove Bass Pulse Wireless. Though these are Bluetooth, they're also desktop speakers, which by definition makes them almost the exact opposite of portable. You'll get 2 satellite speakers with 40mm drivers clearly visible in each of them because if you haven't noticed by now, they're mostly see-through. The plastic is designed to look like it has cracked and jagged edges, which get illuminated by the LED lights at the base of the speaker. They stand about 8 inches tall and come with a sub that also has the same illuminated design on the front. The sub stands at about 11 inches and definitely delivers on bass. In fact, it might even be a little too much bass. But thankfully you can adjust it to your liking thanks to the bass level knob found on the subwoofer. Probably the coolest feature about this speaker is where it gets its name from. If you turn up the bass past 80%, the lights will actually pulse to whatever you're listening to. While we haven't covered every possible price range or scenario, these picks represent what we feel are the best options for a few different use cases. If you're looking for something that we didn't cover here, head over to SoundGuys.com and check out all of our reviews because we review a lot of stuff and you'll probably find what you're looking for. Thanks for watching our update for the best Bluetooth speakers you can get mid-2016. If you want to know more about any of these speakers, check out the full written companion over at SoundGuys.com. While you're here, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already, and sign up to our monthly newsletter so you can stay up to date with all the newest reviews and audio news here at SoundGuys. That newsletter is also where we do our monthly giveaways, so you might want to do that. Links to all of that down there in the description. I'm Adam Molina. I'll see you later.